Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Letting Go of Her podcast. Um, okay, so I feel that I am like newly and fully motivated, and I will tell everyone where this came from and how I ended up getting here. But before I get started, I did want to share my glasses are so dirty. So, between my glasses being so dirty and then my bangs definitely need a trim. I'm going to get them trimmed tomorrow. So they're like a little long and they don't like land perfectly above my glasses anymore. So now like a little bit of like wispy hairs gets down. And so between my glasses being dirty and then the wispy hairs I get in and out of my face, like I'll sometimes like turn and then I'm like, why is that blurry? Right. But really, it's just because my glasses are really dirty and because I have hair all over my glasses and it hasn't been fun. But I do have a hair appointment tomorrow. So I'm going to get my bangs cut and I'm actually going to dye my hair a little bit. I'm not dyeing it, I'm just adding in a little bit more dimension. Because I'm feeling bored. So for many years, I think for like 5 years or so, I was dyeing my hair red and the red looked good on me. I'm not, yeah, it looked good on me. Like it looked so good on me that people thought it was my natural hair color. So when I went back to blonde, I had a lot of reactions of like, "Oh, yeah, it looks good," like because no one thought that I was blonde. You know how people, I don't know, like people didn't think that I was blonde or naturally blonde. And so then it took me about 2 sessions to get back to the color that I am now, which my hair is growing out beautifully. Like, shout out to my hairdresser who brought me back to being blonde in 2 sessions, probably about like 6-ish hours, 7 hours in total. Not each session, but like just in total. To get me to where I am now, I wanted it to look even so that when my hair like grew out, like it wouldn't be crazy chaos, not having to redo roots or anything like that, right? But um now I am bored. I don't like it. I feel that the blonde washes me out. I feel like the blonde makes my face look fatter. I don't know. I don't like it. But I don't want to dye my hair because I was tired of redying my roots every like couple weeks or so. So we're just adding a little bit more like dimension, something a little bit more like edgy, but still like keeping the blonde because I don't want to re-dye it. I don't want to have like crazy roots or anything. But I just need like a little like pizzazz. So yeah, I'll probably that will probably be on my Instagram before this episode even airs. But so yeah, so we're adding a little bit of something. But anyways, because I'm getting my hair done, obviously I'm gonna get my bangs trimmed because they are just a little long, and a little like overwhelming, because they're just at too long of a length to kind of style. So I'm excited about that. But I'm not gonna lie, I'm also a little anxious and nervous because yeah, I don't know what this hair is gonna look like on me, right? Like I've always been like a solid like redhead or like now just like blonde. And so I'm still gonna be blonde. We're just adding a little bit more like brightening pieces and whatnot. But I don't know. I'm scared. I feel that like this happens to me every time I know that I'm going to do something drastic with my hair. I'm like, what if I don't like it? And then I'm going to have to keep it for, X amount of time. What if I hate it? Right. It always ends out turning out like perfectly, like beautifully. But I always have that freak out. So right now I was like looking at pictures of like the inspo that I sent um the hairstylist that's going to be doing my hair, and now I'm like, do I want to do it? But I already confirmed the appointments. Now I can't cancel because if I do, then it's just, it's a charge, and I'm like, no, I don't want to. But anyways, I'm scared, but I know that it's going to be fine. But I just have to share that little tidbit because I was walking into my bedroom to record this episode, and then I like glimpsed into my room and it just looked all blurry, and I started to freak out, and I'm like, but wait. And then I looked at my glasses, and my glasses are like horrendously dirty. And then, my bangs all over my face. So anyways, I'm not dying. Not having blurry vision or anything like that. It is simply my dirty glasses and my bangs that need to get trimmed. So, anyways, back to my feeling newly motivated. So this last week, my husband ended up with a diverticulitis flare up. He's had diverticulitis for maybe 3, almost 4 years now. And he flares up from time to time, not very frequently, but yeah, he does flare up, and he's probably had one flare up a year um since he was first diagnosed with it. So, but either way, it sucks. And he can't really eat much. He has to have like a pretty plain, bland diet for like a good week. Which, then gives him no energy because he's just living off of like broth and crackers. And then, after a few days, you can add in a little bit of rice and a little bit of eggs. And then after a few days, you can eat chicken. And so last night, he finally had like his first plate of like chicken with like broth. I made him like an egg flour soup, a very plain egg flour soup. It was just like egg with broth and salt. And then I added some chicken in it and stuff. And so, because he's been on this very strict diet, I kind of forcefully put myself on this very strict diet because I didn't want to be cooking like 2 meals, 3 meals, right? Because the kids and stuff. And so I was like, you know what? If I'm going to just make you eggs and toast, well, then I guess for breakfast, I'm just eating eggs and toast, right? But obviously I've been eating a little bit more fruit. Or like the other day we took the kids ice skating, and when we were coming back home, they were like, "Mom, like we're hungry." So I stopped by and got them Carl's Jr. So I got myself a just like a kid cheeseburger also. But it in the long run, in the long sight, that's not the right word. That's um in a greater sense. No, that's not the right word either. Anyways, point is that I have pretty much been on this diet also. But yesterday I ended up with a really bad acid reflux flare up, and it wasn't like heartburn, it was like acid reflux, like burning, like stabbing feeling. Um and so I had to also be on a pretty strict like bland diet for it to not like aggravate it even more. And so we spent like a whole day just kind of like not really eating and kind of just like fasting from like what we would normally eat or normally snack on. And so I just took the time to be like, okay, Lord, like we both can't eat right now. Um so like in a sense we're both fasting right now, and so I kind of spent the whole day just like praying. We didn't go to the warehouse. um so I spent the day like cleaning up things that like I know needed to be cleaned. Like my bedroom has just been a disaster for a while, and I've been wanting to like clean it, but I kept telling myself, you don't have the time, right? Like you don't have the energy, you're too tired to do it. And so I would like myself mentally put it off. And I just kept seeing everything just like keep piling up and piling up. And it would like almost like annoy me, because I'm like, oh, like I walk in here and I want my bedroom to be like a calm, peaceful place, right? Like I want to walk into my bedroom. So when I lay down for bed at night, like I want to be able to relax, but I only see the pile of clothes here and the pile of trash there and all of this. And so it wasn't a very like relaxing like a relaxing room, a relaxing place for me to be. And so like I knew that I needed to just kind of get a handle on it. And my kids like bedroom also, like every once in a while like it just becomes a disaster, right? Like even if we keep it clean or we keep it tidy as much as we possibly can, like from time to time, I don't know what happens, it like something just like explodes in there. And I just had like a lot of laundry that I needed to keep up with, and like I wanted to wash my sheets, like change my sheets and change wash the bedding and whatnot and stuff. So anyways, as I was doing all of that, like I was praying and I'm like, Lord, like these are all things that I know that I need to do, right? Like not an everyday thing, but like at least on a consistent basis. But like I feel that I am so tired, and I feel that I am so worn out, and I feel that I'm so burnt out. Like how can I like get a handle on this? Like, how can I get all of this stuff done? Plus, like the warehouse, plus like everything else. And it was a very just like, honestly, it was just like a very like convicting weekend. Because it really like the Lord really showed me in like what areas like I'm pretty much just like being lazy. Um, and where like you have the time and you have the energy, but you don't choose to use your time or use your energy for the right things. As we were like cleaning out my kid's bedroom, like I realized that I wasn't really paying attention much to like my daughter's like schoolwork and stuff. And it, there's nothing bad in it or anything, but I realized like, oh man, like I haven't had the time to like sit with you and like, go over your spelling words or go over your Bible verse. And that was like very convicting. So I was like, oh man, like, and I felt like a terrible mom. And I'm just like, Lord, like, forgive me for like, I don't know, wanting to do something else than like sit down with my child and like help her with her spelling words or her homework or her Bible verses or whatever it is. Um, and so that was, where I realized like I do have the time to do that, right? I just choose not to. I like choose to use my time in other ways. And to be honest, it's probably just like watching TV or like scrolling on my phone, right? Like just I don't know, checking like emails when like I don't even know why I'm checking my emails or whatever. Um and so that was like very just like convicting. I was like, ugh, I was like, I haven't been doing that with my child, right? And so I was like, okay, Lord, I see that this is literally my fault, right? It's not that I'm tired from the warehouse. It's not that I'm tired because of this. It's simply because I'm just choosing not to prioritize this time and giving her this much time to work on her homework and her schoolwork. And so, I was like, Lord, forgive me. And I even asked my daughter, I was like, Logan, like, forgive me that I just haven't really been paying much attention, right? And she's not doing bad in school or anything like that. Um, but like I want to be that mom that like pays attention and I want to be that mom that like helps her with her homework and stuff, right? Like if she has a question, she can be like, hey mom, I don't get this, I don't understand this, right? And usually she's pretty good about it, right? Like she's pretty good at like, hey mom, like can you help me study for my spelling words this week? Like there's a few that like I just don't understand. And when she asked me that, honestly, I am just like annoyed almost. I'm just like, ugh, I don't want to, right? And that was very convicting because I'm like, I really need to change my attitude towards that because she's just asking for simple help and it's not going to take me more than, I don't know, 5-10 minutes, right? And I'm like, and I can't even do that for 5-10 minutes of my time. So that's that was one thing that happened this weekend. And so yesterday, as I'm like praying, as I'm like doing the dishes and as I'm like making everyone dinner and stuff, I'm like, Lord, like we need to be better about like what we're eating and how we're eating, right? Like we're lazy in that sense, right? Like if I'm just like, oh whatever, I don't want to cook breakfast today, let me go pick something up. And like, oh whatever, I don't feel like cooking dinner today, let me go pick something up, right? And like, very blessed that we were able to do that, but it's not benefiting us in any shape or form, right? Like we're always tired, we're always like not feeling good, obviously stomach issues here and there. And it's like, why? And it's like because we're eating stuff that like it's okay to eat from time to time, but like at the frequency that we've been eating it, it's not benefiting us in any shape or form, right? And then we wonder why we're so tired, but it's because we're not giving our bodies the nutrition that it needs to like sustain itself, right? We're giving it food because we know that we need to give it food, but we're not giving it the nutrients and the minerals and the vitamins and everything to like keep our bodies like running at full force, right? And so that was just very convicting. Just like the fact that, my husband and I spent a whole day of like just pretty much not being able to eat anything really. Um, and it was like, okay, God, like what you're showing me is that I do have the time. Like I do have the time to cook. I'm just being lazy and I'm choosing not to cook, right? And so I started just like not researching, but I started just like getting recipes together and like easy meal prep stuff, right? Like things I can do like in a crock pot because that's pretty simple and pretty easy in regards to like both our dietary needs, right? Because there's certain things that I can't eat because that'll flare up my acid reflux, and there's certain things that my husband can't eat because it'll flare up his diverticulitis. So like we're also like pretty limited on like what we can eat, which like doesn't help that we've just been eating a bunch of fast food like over and over again for like weeks, because obviously that's not going to help either one of our bodies, right? And so That's kind of what I spent. And so I ended up buying like an omelet maker thingy, right? Because I love omelets. My husband loves omelets, right? And like I can never make an omelet. Like I don't have the, I don't know, the hands for it. I don't have the accuracy. It always ends up turning into a scramble. And I don't want a scramble. I want an omelet. Like I don't know. I know that it's eggs and the same ingredients if you put things in your scramble, but there's something about the way an omelet tastes that is just way better than like when you mix everything up and turn it into a scramble. And you can fight me on that, but it is true. Even though it's the same ingredients, it tastes different. um so I bought an omelet maker because I'm like, okay, I can make this for breakfast like pretty easy, right? And it looked pretty simple. I don't know, I have to read the instructions, but it looked pretty simple to make, that I can just kind of like lay it there or leave it there, and then come back once it's ready and pack it up and take it to the warehouse, right? And then I bought like a hard boiled egg cooker thing, right? To just have hard boiled eggs, because sometimes like a quick like egg salad, like make an egg with like some veggies and avocado and stuff, throw it on a piece of bread, like quick and easy lunch, right? Or even just like for breakfast, I'm like, oh, I didn't have time to make an omelet, but I have hard boiled eggs. Grab that, grab, I don't know, the string cheese or something, and like, I don't know, a piece of bread, and just take it to go. Because it's just, this weekend we just like realized like we have to take better care of our bodies. And not to mention like we're getting older and things just don't work well with our bodies anymore. um and so we need to take care of them, because we need to um, you know, be able to work and be able to watch over our kids and to be able to be there for our kids. And the only excuse like that I was able to find throughout this weekend, where I was just praying and sort of fasting, like, was like, you're just being lazy. And God doesn't like laziness, right? And I would always use the excuse of like, I'm tired because I'm working at the warehouse, and I'm tired because of this, and I'm tired because of that. But like, really, it was myself. It was my own, like, my own laziness of like not wanting to do it. And it 100% is way more convenient to just go through a drive-through and go grab some food, like it is. um but that's also not the kind of I guess lifestyle that I want to teach my children, right? Like, um I don't know. I don't want them growing up with like an unhealthy like food relationship. I don't know. I just I want to be able to provide my kids with like good home cooked meals. And I know that right now they're in that stage of like, being a little picky and whatnot, and like what they'll eat at home. But for the most part, everything I cook, they're pretty good at eating. But I want them to see that, like, I don't know. Like, I want us to have dinner as a family, make a dinner as a family, and just have that, like, I don't know, that core value. I don't think that's the right word. My brain is kind of blank right now. But the one thing that we always do, like regardless of how busy we've been at the warehouse or whatever, is we always come home and we have dinner together. Either if it's something that I cooked or something that like we picked up, or we go out to dinner, right? But dinner time is the one time that all four of us sit at a table and we are eating together. And very rarely have we not done that because we've gotten shipment or something like that. But that is the one thing that we're like, okay, no, this is like the one time in the afternoon that we're all going to spend it together, even if we all have crazy schedules and we need to do other things. Dinner time is always the time where we come together. And my daughter's favorite thing to do is to ask, like, Daddy, what was your favorite part of the day? Mommy, what was your favorite part of the day? And we talk about our day. Even if we spent the day all day together, we always talk about what our favorite part of the day was. And like, my kids look forward to that, right? And even if we're out, like, I don't know, eating at a restaurant, like, it's always like, hey, what was your favorite part of the day? And it's something that like I love and I enjoy. And I'd rather have us sit around and do that with like a home cooked meal, as opposed to like, I don't know, picking up takeout somewhere. But during this weekend, and I just had to record an episode and share that, because I get it. Sometimes we get into these like funks, and sometimes we're just like, ugh, like it's a very just like victim mentality of like, poor me, I have to do this all by myself, and I have to do this every day, and I have to do that. And like, I get it, because I get like that, actually quite frequently, where I'm just like, oh, I don't want to do this. Oh, I don't want to do that again. Oh, I don't want to cook. Oh, I don't want to do the dishes. I don't want to do that. Right. And there are moments and there are times where I'm like, screw the dishes. I'm not going to do them today, and I'll do them tomorrow. I'll do them the day after, to be honest. Um, but the thing is that like, I do have the time to do it. I just choose not to do it. And it's me. It's literally me. And yeah, like I said, there are days where we're not home all day. So at those days, I'm not going to beat myself up for it. I'm going to be like, dude, I literally wasn't home all day. We did this, we did that, we went here, we went there, right? And so like, if I come home and the dishes are dirty and I'm too tired, like, okay, I'm not going to do them. But there are a lot of time or a lot of moments, and I have a lot of time where like, I do come home at a decent hour, and I do have the time to like meal prep or cook or do something, right? And there are days where I'm like fully motivated and I'm like, yeah, I can do this, right? And I get going and I do the things. And then there are other days where I just like want to plop on the couch. And like, I think it's okay to have both days, but I feel that I choose to have more of the plopping on the couch days, not wanting to do anything, um, than the days where I know that I can cook and I can clean and I can do different stuff. I know that I do a lot, and I know that I shouldn't keep saying that I have been lazy, um, because that's not always the case. Sometimes I'm am beat, and sometimes, I don't have the motivation or the energy to do anything. But like today, I came home from the warehouse. I picked up my son. I came home from the warehouse. I made myself some lunch, and then I cooked myself some food for dinner, because my husband still can't eat much. And I'm like, no, I need a little bit more to sustain myself. But I made enough to like be able to meal prep for like 2 more days, right? And like, I'm just like, see, that wasn't that hard. It literally took me like, I don't know, 20 minutes to cook up a meal. And now I have meals for like 3 lunches, right? Like for dinner tonight and then 2 more lunches. Like, and all it took me was like 30 minutes. And now I don't have to cook tomorrow lunch or cook Wednesday lunch, right? Although I probably will, just so that I have food for Thursday and Friday. And it's just like, the Lord really just showed me to like, in a nice way, to just like stop being lazy. Because I do have the time. I just choose not to use my time. So my prayer for this week is that honestly the Lord revealed to me more pockets of time where I'm choosing to do something that I probably shouldn't be doing, and that I could be using it for better, right? Whether that's like helping my daughter out with her homework, or cooking and prepping some meals for the next day or the next day, right? Um, I pray that He shows me like the moments where I'm vegging out on the couch and I've been there for a little bit too long. It will be like, hey, let's get up, let's do something, right? Because I don't want to be the vegged out mom. Like, I don't want to be the mom that is just like, I don't care, right? Because I do care. Um, but I just pray that the Lord can just show me and help me work on that. Um, but also remind me that, there are moments where that's okay. And to be able to give myself grace, not to be so hard on myself. But I just pray that the Lord can show me that I can do it all with Him, with His strength, and just praying all the time that I can get it done. Today, I am learning to let go of my laziness. Today, I am learning to let go of just wanting to check out of everything, because this is the life that the Lord has given me. And this is honestly the life that I've prayed for, but I'm not enjoying it to the fullest because I'm just so distracted with things that I shouldn't even care about. And I'm learning to accept that I do have the time, and that it's only me choosing the wrong things for the wrong time, because I am a new creation.